Bananan, fananan. Football. That's right. This is NFL Straya. I am your co-host, Jaymz Clements. I'm a guy here in the Larry Armour studios hanging out. And on the other side of this here screen, it is a bloke. I don't know whose team is clearly the best in the NFL. Never going to lose again. Clearly going back to back. That's what they're going to do. Fly Eagles fly. Sometimes they're going to band called the Ramshackle Army. I saw a photo of them from their US tour the other day from when they all slept in my apartment in New York. And I was stunned. That was 10 years ago, apparently. Anyway, he's my mate. He's your mate. It's Gaz.
Jim, if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure your fancy apartment on just down the road from Central Park smelt quite interesting after we'd spent a fucking week in that thing. No, but I've changed states, Jim. Last time I think I was in Brisbane when I did the show, and now I'm in Sydney. It looks, if I open that thing, it's bright and fucking George Street's out there. But yeah, this week's been, apparently we're boring, Jim. Just the narrative from fans out there is the Eagles are boring, they win boring, they can't throw pass yards, they just tush-push, and we should just kick them out of the league.
All he'd do is not pass and tush-push and be Gaz.
And win.
That's all he do. Anyway, that's right. This is NFL Straya's Week 2 wrap, Week 3 preview show with some other, our usual weekly awards and everything in there. We'll do some yeah-nahs, which will be some more overreactions. I love a good Week 2 overreaction. It's not as quite as, vociferous as your Week 1 overreactions, but there are good stats by the time you get to Week 2. It's not quite as random, right? So anyway, and that's kind of it. We're going to punch through it. Really fun week. Let's dig into it. It's, episode 128 of NFL Straya. Let's go!
I've been broken.
2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. I'm never going to go for it on fourth down. I'm afraid. Hi, I'm Mike McDorkles, and you're listening and watching NFL Straya. You can't lose and be the coach of a shit team and wear the glasses that Mike McDaniels wears. Right.
That's your biggest problem?
Right.
Is the glasses.
You have to at least wear socks. He's a big no socks kind of dude. Like, my pants are too short. You can see my ankles the entire time, and he's got those fucking glasses. Mike McDaniels, what are you doing? There is a man who was about to get fired, Garrington.
He doesn't seem to have a bunch of people who want to play for him at the moment, Jim. I was gonna say, no one's rushing to turn up to practice. Is the vibe that I'm getting.
Tyreek Hill's like running out of the stadium like he's Forrest Gump. It's great. Anyway, this was a fun week 2, a really fun week 2, and look, Miami New England was a bit of a chaotic game. It was I don't know. It just got sideways on me. I'm just laying there. I don't know what your setup is early in the morning, but it's 3 a.m. iPad, just trying my hardest not to wake up old mate. And 100% of the time, she just hates me anyway. Like, what is it? What is it going to change, Gary? That's what I asked.
It's nothing to do with football, though.
Nothing to do with that. But also, I don't really want to, just lay on top of this fucking just shitstorm over here. So instead, I'm like losing it as the fucking Pats try their absolute hardest to blow that fucking game. After I'm like, we're cruising, first 2 touchdowns. Anyway, and I've got a mate of mine who is in Detroit for the Lions-Bears game. He's a Dolphins fan, and he's shit-talking me all of a sudden out of fucking nowhere. I'm like, this Monday morning fucking sucks already, and it's like 4:30. What the fuck? Anyway, but then it was fine. It was all okay in the end. That was a fun week. We had 9 insane games early. Like, having 9 games early in that early window is fucking stupid. Especially when we've got 2 games on the Monday night slate. Like, what are we doing here? It's because it meant there was only 3 in the late afternoon spot. because I obviously wanted to clear it out for your beloved Eagles and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl rematch.
Play in the fucking
It's like, sure. Like, why?
at 6:30, like in the middle of the. Don't get me wrong.
That's their game
I
of the
got to
week.
get-
I don't know.
I got to get most of the game out of the way before my Monday morning meeting started, so that was fine. I was only half distracted during fucking what would normally be a fucking wasted Monday morning, but it was a weird rostering.
There was just a
week 2. I just don't get it.
Just a lot going on, and 7 of the 12 Sunday games were decided by a touchdown or less, basically, which is pretty crazy. 3 had come from behind wins in the last 2 minutes of either regulation or overtime, which is pretty nuts. But yeah, it was a pretty crazy week. So you've got those 7 games decided by 7 points or less. The soupy rematch between your shit annoying team that everyone hates now. A Cowboys-Giants classic when no one expected. It's like the first time they've not...
Classic.
The first time that the
It's like, what the fuck was that?
Dallas, New York, it's the first time they've not played in like a standalone time slot in a million years, basically, right? And then they go, check this out. It's actually going to be awesome. Josh Allen got his nose rearranged like a couple of weeks after getting married, which is pretty funny. We got more dildos thrown on the field, one of which was mistaken for a flag, which was incredible. I still just, like, I feel like there's a volume of dildos that's too much. Like, in every facet
of life.
That's just one of my standalone rules as a person. The Pats got a win down.
What is the volume at which too many dildos? When does it become too many dildos?
To be honest, I think once you get past 2, it's getting a bit messy, you know what I'm saying? So, and we had 3, I think, on this weekend.
Are they concurrent dildos or just like in sequence?
It's whatever you're into, right? But 3 across this weekend was a bit much. And the craziest thing about all of this, I think, is that Indy have become the first team in the Super Bowl era to not punt in their first 2 games of a season.
There you
Indiana Jones. He's got those Colts firing. So we'll wrap all those up in a second. In terms of other news, like most of it's injury related. So the other one is Dallas signed Jadeveon Clowney. Sure. I think Daron Bland is probably more important to their team right now, right? They just got lit the fuck up by the Giants and Rusty Wilson, who still might get benched after how shit he was, but put up a million points. The big ones, though. Should we do it? It's injuries. What do we say here on NFL Straya, Gary? It's the first 4 weeks of the season is now the preseason, so this is where all the injuries happen, and they fucking hit like a hammer this week. Joe Burrow, turf toe, which is fuck, because it was like super severe. Has to get surgery, and he's out, 2 to 3 months basically, so it could essentially be his season done already. Gonna hit on this again quickly in Nars, but yeah, it stinks. Jake Browning time, baby. He threw 3 very quick interceptions and still got a win this week, which is pretty crazy. Jayden Daniels, knee sprain. That's not good. It's very brutal.
At least a week or 2.
And, I mean, what else did we have? JJ McCarthy's now got the...
Well, he's at least missing time, right? But, like, let's be honest. It's the Carson Wentz show now, right? Isn't that what's going to go down?
I feel like it always was the Carson Wentz show. I can't believe it's cake. It always was. So the Jayden Daniels one is a bit of a crazy one. The knee sprain. Hopefully he's all right. They have like a weird game. Was it the Raiders? I think this week. So I don't know. The JJ McCarthy one sucks. A high ankle sprain. That's probably at least a week or 2, if not more. And we probably should have known that he was going to be shit. Because he had a kid this week. Right?
Okay.
He's like 12. How's he out there rooting? Like, what is happening? That's just... I don't like this. Yes, anyway. Speaking of which, we also we didn't bust him, but like old mate was... I was like taping some stuff in the studio. She's like, I think there's like people rooting in a car in our laneway. Like, what the fuck? I'm like... She's like, do you want to go look? I'm like, no, not at all. Gross.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably Cash and I definitely would.
I was like, should I get the hose? Just get the fuck out of here, little bastard. Anyway, she's like, yeah, I don't know. Just I saw them drive. Like she'd taken off and came back, and like The dude looked very happy with himself. I'm like, well, he fucking should be. He just did some public routing. Like, yeah, sure. The weirdest part is...
Stoked with himself.
I mean, our laneway is not exactly, like, inaccessible. It's literally off just a main-ish street, so it was fucking weird. Anyway, so Jayden McCarthy's got a kid and also now a busted ankle. Justin Fields is in the concussion protocol. So bad week to be a QB whose name starts with J. Joe Burrow, Jayden Daniels, JJ McCarthy, Justin Fields. Brutal. Jalen Johnson, we're going to continue with the Jays. He's got a groin problem now, which stinks for him. Kyle Van Noy did a hammy. Aaron Jones has done a hammy seemingly. Panthers guard Bobby Hunt, brother of Mike. Torn biceps, not good. I think someone also tore a triceps today. Crazy. And was it Cooper Beebe from Dallas?
Beebe.
He's out for 6 to 8 weeks as well for more. That's not good. I mean, Dallas is like, at least our guards are okay. It's like, are they? Shit. So there's also more that I think popped off today. I think Tampa Bay lost some dudes as well. So it's all getting a bit sideways with the injuries. It always happens. Cansey and Gadecki for the Bucks went out with injury. And obviously Khalil Mack later today as well for the Chargers. Did his look like a shoulder or something or an elbow? I think it was an elbow. There you go. Bit going on there, Gary. A bit going on there. I don't know.
There's a bit, mate. There's a bit.
The QB ones annoy me as well because like suddenly you really get to the dregs really quickly. Joe Flacco got benched halfway through that. Well, towards the end of that game as well. So we got our first look at Dylan Gabriel. I think we even got our first look at Jackson Dart quickly as they sort of sat
For like 2 plays.
like a play or two, right?
And
like,
it was weird. It didn't make sense. If you've got we'll get into the game wrap of the individual matchups. But if you're the whole quarterback thing, like the first week, I don't want to dive too far into fantasy right now, but a lot of wide receiver, like top flight wide receiver owners were already struggling after week 1 going, oh my God, what the fuck's going on here? Now, if you're like a Chase owner or you're a Justin Jefferson owner, you're like, oh, what the fuck is my season done? Is that a thing? Am I done in week 2?
maybe, right?
It's possible.
Anyway, all right, let's do some game wraps. Game wraps from week 2. Washington 18, Green Bay 27. Remember this? It felt like a million years ago.
It doesn't feel like a million years
And
ago.
it felt like, I don't know, the commies were never kind of in this game, right? Like, it felt like Green Bay just kicked the shit out of them. So, anyway.
Yeah, 11 points. What was it? 14 to 3 at the end of the third quarter. Didn't really feel much in it. That defense is pretty bloody good. Jordan Love, nearly 300 yards, couple of tutties, no turnovers. Like you kind of
Jordan,
I don't know. This
Jordan Reed
just
left
feel
that
like
game
that
as well,
game-
right? I think Reed was out there for like a second and then
Correct,
came off. My favorite moment of this game was having bet heavily on Tucker Kraft when he ripped off that one big massive
You
catch. And he also had a touchdown very quickly. I was like,
125.
fuck yeah. So Tucker Kraft had a big day. That was an obvious one because I think Washington's defense against tight ends is like historically shit house. So that was good. But otherwise, Green Bay were just like, yeah, we're like one of the 3 best teams in the NFL. Fuck off. And everyone's like, shit. Yes, I think you might be. Which is like,
there was a 12 QB hits on top of the 4 sacks, 12 QB hits, which is just like, yeah, that's not great.
nah. I think
If you're Jayden Daniels,
this is, it's also a great spot to be. Like Thursday Night Football tends to have like these, like the matchups have gotten a lot better in like, I want to say the last 3 years, right? Like they've sort of like progressively gotten better as Amazon Prime have gone, hey, we're paying a fuck ton of money. Don't fuck us. Give us good games, you dickheads. And now we get some pretty good ones like this. It also is like a great spot if you're a team like Green Bay where everyone just spends the next 3 days blowing smoke up your ass.
Yeah.
Talking about how great you are because you've taken care of like another wannabe contender. Meanwhile, Washington is sitting going, oh, God, are we any good? And like it feels like the world is falling down for them. They're like 1-1. Like it's okay. Like they looked fine the week prior. But then the Jayden Daniels news sort of comes out very late in the piece and it's like, Jesus Christ, mate. This is not great. Anyway, but Green Bay, they're good. Sunday, Cleveland up against Baltimore. This is Joe Flacco playing up against his old team for the first time, I think, in Baltimore. He's also beaten 30 NFL teams. and there's only a few folks who have beaten like 32. And I think that was kind of cool that like Joe Flacco didn't become one of those guys.
Yeah.
Should be the line of demarcation, I reckon. Anyway, this is close a little bit early. And you're kind of like, oh, God, like you're sweating the, I think, what was it, Baltimore 11.5-point favorites going into this one. We'd both taken Baltimore, and you're like, oh, shit. And then it just floodgates.
A lot of points, it just was not.
Floodgates late.
Not a concern.
But it was like they still couldn't quite run the ball against that Cleveland defense. It felt like Lamar
That's weird.
looked a bit fucking, I don't know, just a little bit strange. But they've scored 81 points in 2 weeks, Gaz. Like, who fucking cares at this point, right? Like 41 and 40 points against two really good defenses.
It's weird when you've got Deza Henry and Lamar Jackson, and you had the number 1 running game in the league last year, and you walk away with 45 combined yards, Jim.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. But
45.
I mean, if I hadn't been watching these last 2 games as closely as I did, because I don't know, feels like I just want to keep watching these Baltimore games. I've also probably bet on them quite heavily. But last year would have gone, Tractor Cedo's just in the shed. We're just like resting it. No, they were fucking trying, and they were just not getting anything against that Browns D. Just one to keep in the back of the old bonds. Rams 33, Tennessee 19. This was close early as well. Poor Cam Ward though, he kept getting sacked. We talked about this last year with like Caleb Williams, didn't we? Challenging the David Derek Carr record for rookie sacks taken. And I think he had 15 taken in the first 2 games. Did Carr, and ends up with like 76 for the season or whatever it was. I think Cam Ward's already up to 11, which is a lot.
Oof.
He's
quite a lot.
Built like a brick shit house though, so I don't know. But it looked like they might upset them a little bit. At home in Nashville, Cam Ward was doing cool shit every so often. He had a fumble late, which really sort of killed any momentum they might have had. But he did have, I don't know if you saw this one, the one where he threw across his body across the field. Like the double whammy of shit that coaches will fucking kill you for.
The thing you're told exactly what not to do.
Never do that.
I sort of did say that one.
Never do it. And he's like, fuck you, I'm Cam Ward. This is awesome. And he nailed it, which is a problem because he might just keep doing it now. Devontae Adams is good, though. They were trying to force it to him like heaps and heaps and heaps early, even at the goal line, and nothing was going. But so it's like one of those things like the Titans' defense is a little bit better than we maybe think, but I feel like their offense is just shit house. Like, nothing going there. But also, the Rams' defense is still pretty fucking solid. So, I don't know. Tennessee they'll be in these games early, I think, a lot of the time. And then it all might just sort of fall apart, which is what happened in this game.
I don't know I don't think we can take much from this game, right? I think the early season struggles is exactly what we kind of expected from Tennessee.
Yep.
Called it. We're not like geniuses for calling it, but also the Rams as a playoff team last year. They're pretty fucking solid. They got a decent offense.
Stafford just
Adams is
looks
fucking
so
doing his
sketchy at
thing.
times, though. Like, there's just... Stafford looks so sketchy at times, though. There's just moments where it's like, oh, God. But they're just sort of, like, professional enough. It sometimes doesn't matter. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what happens this week, Jim.
Yep, that's a great one,
Playing
too.
the Eagles this week. Anyway.
Chicago raising the hopes of their fans and then dashing them quite expertly. It's a tradition like no other in Chicago.
What is
boy.
it? The rumors, the Lions, what are the Lions saying this week? The rumors of my demise are premature.
The rumors of my demise were greatly exaggerated.
That's it. Greatly exaggerated. I think they'll be fine without Ben Johnson, mate. I think there was a bit of a shaky start in week 1, but there's still a lot of talent on this fucking Lions team. Let's be honest.
52 points to 21.
Yep. That's a shit kicking, Jim.
It was a shit kicking. That's an absolute shit pumping, I would argue. The biggest thing I think, I mean, this is a killer. Like, Amon Ra was just running rampant. The defense for Chicago, it's one of those things you look at the roster and you're like, geez, like, this should be a bit better. All the top picks that they've had over the last few years, some of them just are not doing shit. Caleb he loves nothing more. Well, here we go. All Caleb do is paint nails and miss receivers. Like, that's all he does, right? Like,
yeah.
I'm just going to keep leaning into this meme. But that's what he does. Paint nails, miss receivers. Like, dude, just stop sailing it over a motherfucker's head. Like, Rome Odunze is awesome. And he's like, he keeps finding him. That's great. But it's mostly because Rome Dunze is doing this fucking work and catching these stupid balls. And everything else is just a bit shit. DeAndre Swift was okay. But yeah, Detroit rocked. That was awesome. My mate this game went forever. It was weird. But my mate was there, said that Ford Field is like, oh, fucking chops. They were super stoked and super fucking like angry at Ben Johnson and just like full blown having a crack. So I think this one meant a bit to Detroit Gaz.
Hot take. Jameson Williams is just lazy as fuck.
I like that.
Just going to go out on the field like, you know what? Just give me 4 targets, 2 catches.
Yeah.
I'll put up my 108 yards.
Yeah, twice a game, I'll just fucking peace out.
What the fuck?
I'll see you guys
2
later.
receptions, 108 yards. And a
Amazing.
tutty. Like, come on, man.
He's so good. So yeah, like as we mentioned it, as you said, right? Like the rumors of their demise is greatly exaggerated because maybe Green Bay's just really fucking good, right? They fucking did a number on them last week. You get it. Goff had 334 yards and 5 touchdowns. Where did they play this game? I was inside. There you go. Jared Goff.
Indoors.
Good again.
Of course. There it goes.
Giants, Dallas, 37-40. This game was psycho. Goes to overtime because Brandon Aubrey is a fucking weapon. Don't want to waste his prime.
Six lead changes in the fourth quarter,
Yep.
I think it was.
They just
Most lead changes.
at this point of the morning,
Ever?
the baby squid had come into the bedroom and was like, Dad, what are you doing? I'm like, fuck off. Just there's a lot going on. Get out of here. I don't swear at my kids, just want that to be very clear. But Aubrey wins this off his leg. The throws to neighbours from Rusty were incredible. And they just sort of went back and forth down the stretch, just swapping the fucking lead, and then they tie it up. They go to overtime. And the overtime goes to the very fucking end until we get a time running out, game-winning field goal from Aubrey. The 64-yarder was absolutely off its fucking head, though. Like, he looks so clean kicking the ball that it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it looked like he was chipping it from 35.
It's like Jake Elliott.
It's really. I hate it. The fact that he's. Yeah.
Jake Elliott puts his entire fucking body to kick it 50 yards, and Aubrey's just like waking up, rolling out of bed, and booting at 64. Right? It's crazy.
Whatever. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, it was. Look, don't you? It was. I think the biggest concern, Dallas just has to be relieved that they escaped with this one. The fact that you're taking on an offense that stunk up so much last week in what the Giants did, and Rusty was cooked and everyone had written him off. And realistically, it was the Rusty Wilson sky ball that he's built his career on and just put it up so the receiver could go up and get it. And he misjudged. He had a defender in his face in that last one, which caused the interception that led to the game winner. But Dallas could have very easily have lost that. You would not shun Aubrey for missing a 64-yarder, right? Of course not. But he took you through. He survived it. They were all happy. I wouldn't be fucking happy out of that. Like, you were a playoff team and the Giants are rebuilding. Everyone's talking about Rusty being gone by midway through the season. They even stepped in Dart a couple of plays, which made no sense, Jim. Like, if you've got Rusty doing what he's doing, having a career day, like, and stepping him and taking away a little bit of momentum, like, it was like, is there an injury coming? Oh, no, Rusty's back in. One play. That's all it was. Like, what the fuck was that? And I think at least one of them was a handoff of those 2 plays. And you're like, I don't really get it. But anyway, it is what it is. I think the Cowboys need to feel fucking lucky to get away with that one.
It was so scrappy, and I'm like, I had to do the double take every so often because obviously Jets, Buffalo's happening at the same time. And I'm like, wait. Yeah. This is in fucking Dallas. Like, I can't, like, my brain just wasn't registering that it wasn't Dallas just being shit on the road in, like, New York or something. I'm like, no, this is at home. And then they cut to Jerry later on. He's like, gee, I'm Jerry Jones. I nearly had a goddamn heart attack. Like, just losing his fucking mind. And they get the win. But it was just so shit for the vast majority of, like, this game. They get the one touchdown in the first half. And then they just sort of, like, managed to control the back half of the game until it just turned into this fucking shootout. They were so lucky to win this game. It was awesome. Good on them.
Don't get me wrong.
But wow.
It was fun to watch as a neutral fan, right? Like, I ended up starting, like, it was halfway through the first quarter of the Eagles Chiefs game, right? Like I put off starting that because I'm like, no, I don't want to do this shit on Red Zone. I want to watch whatever the fuck happens in this chaos of this Cowboys Giants game because it was fun to watch as a neutral fan. But if I was the Giants, who have now lost, I may get this number wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 8 divisional games in a row, and the Dak has not lost. I can't remember that. It's some ridiculous amount of games in a row that Dak hasn't lost to the Giants. So they were going, we've lost 7 in a row. Surely we've got to win eventually. Surely there's something to come up. And they came so fucking close, Jim. It was just those things that they just couldn't quite get out of their own way. And you're like, you know what? They had a fucking chance here. But then the Dallas has to be very, very fucking thankful. But if you've got someone who could barely put up anything last week, and then you've traded away Micah Parsons, and then Rusty Pensioner Wilson comes out and puts up, what did he do? 385 or something?
He had like 200, he had like
450.
Yeah.
Sorry, 450, 3 touchdowns and interception. And that interception came in the right at the fucking end. You're like, oh, sorry, and just a sneaky 23 rushing yards to go on top of it. So 470 yards. This guy who everyone was like, he's got nothing left, get rid of him last week. And he has a career day against your defense that traded away their best player 2 weeks ago. Like, what the fuck?
The math ain't mathin', I think, in that point.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Shoddy got his first win.
Yep.
Congratulations, Shoddy.
Scatterbo, and it's not like they're running all everywhere either. Like, Scatterbo was fine. Does some good flexing to Scatterbo. But it was all like Neighbours was absolutely fucking massive. Like, he was so good in this game. As you said, those moon balls from Rusty, and he's like bringing him down. It's like, this is pretty radical. 167 yards. Like, Wandale Robinson had 142 as well. Just crushed it. But Dallas, what are you doing? Buffalo 30, Jets 10. Oh, no. Josh Allen got his nose rearranged. That looked like it hurt. Otherwise, they just ran right over the fucking top of this Jets defense where you're like, oh, they can like protect the run. They're not going to run too much. Oh, Jesus. James Cook just went fucking nuts. My favorite thing, though, from this game was my beloved Juzzy Fields. 27 total yards. What did he end up throwing?
3 of 11.
Shit!
I can't believe I didn't see that coming. I cannot believe I did not see that coming.
Had that one primed and ready to go, baby. He threw 311, a very rare NFL Straya 311. It happens all the time on NBA Straya, well, all the time, a few times a week. To the point where the band 311 have come on NBA Straya, and it's been fucking awesome and fun. And incredible moment where you're just like, Juzzy, you can throw the ball to your receivers, mate. He's like, nah, I'm going to run again. Check this out. Bang, gets knocked out. It sucks.
Check this out.
Because there was like moments where it's just like, he missed Garrett Wilson really early and just it all went shit from there. Whereas like Baltimore just like ran over the top of them and kicked their ass and just looked really good. So shortish week after that, Baltimore, and you felt like there might be a bit of a chance for a bit of a letdown. And I think so. I did our Friday video for the picks for week 2. And I had changed from, I think, Jacksonville to Cincy and from Tampa Bay to Houston. And I came really close to going, the Jets plus 6.5 or whatever it was. I don't mind. No, and I stuck with Buffalo. And thank fuck I did because the Jets looked absolutely horrible. We can just move on from that, I think. They're fine. Hey, Niners 26, New Orleans 21. Mac Jones time. Finally, the Mac attack. Kyle Shanahan has got to feel so fucking vindicated, doesn't he? I feel like an idiot for taking and sticking with New Orleans, even though they did come very fucking close to covering in the end. Shanahan wanted Mac Jones ahead of Trey Lance, right? In that draft. Got over fucking voted, whatever. And now he's just in fuck you mode. So watch out for the Niners. Because you got to remember, just McCaffrey's still good. The pass that Mac Jones had over the top to him was just fucking kissing fingers emoji. The Saints were horrible. Turnovers killed him. Rattlers a bit. But they were still there at the end. But they're also not very good. So,
no.
Thanks, Saints. Anything else there, Gaz?
No, nothing for this game. No. I mean, Spencer Rattler, they're just going to that kind of spray and pray mentality. Just have him chuck the ball a million times a game. I'm sure he'll
Well,
hit someone.
he gave it to Kamara like a million times as well, and it just wasn't doing shit against the Niners D, and they just kept trying it, and it just wasn't very good.
Kamara touched the ball 27 times.
Jesus, just a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Decent.
Patriots 33, Dolphins 27. This game was good, then it was shit, then it was fucking great. Because first two, I think, drives, touchdowns for the Pats, feeling great. Drake May looked unreal. Two are not very much. So I think Tyreek Hill at least had his first catch like over fucking 20 yards or whatever over the last 12 months or whatever. But this all came down to, I don't know, there was a couple of moments where Drake May showed his poise. They were backed all the way up. I think the place was absolutely fucking jumping as well, because I think it was when Miami got in the lead. Because on Andy Borregales, our kicker, missed 2 field goals or missed 2 PATs as well. And it was just like, fucking hell, how are we down? This sucks. Miami is shit. They're going to beat the Pats. That's what they always do. Pats hadn't beaten them since 2019 down there in Miami. And, like, I think they've only beaten them, I want to say twice since, like, 2008 in Miami. Like, this is all the way through the Brady years and shit like that. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, and then just a bit of nice Drake May action where it's like, oh, we're backed all the way up on our own 12. Just a couple of little chunk plays, just the poise. It was very nice. I was like, kind of shitting it up until that point. And then the magic happens. We give up a fucking punt return touchdown, and you're like, Jesus, are you fucking serious? And then we responded with a kickoff return touchdown.
That's fucking bizarre.
It was nuts.
It was.
I lost my shit.
It was Antonio Gibson or something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, so he's like,
I'm like, isn't he past it? How is he returning kickoffs?
It's because I don't know. I don't think Vrabel really trusts Trevion Henderson too much right now. But Ramondre, Antonio Gibson, and Trevion, kind of like, you know, the 3-headed hydra of the Pats backfield. And Gibson was just up the fucking sideline. Vrabel sprinting along with him as well. It was incredible. And then the way they salted away this game, they get another field goal at the end of this. They save basically the possession on like a 3rd and long. Ramondre gets it. Great pass from Drake May. They get the field goal after that to go up 6. And I'm like, 6 isn't 7. I don't like this. This is fucked. We're going to still lose somehow. And then the defense actually stopped Tua in that last drive. A couple of like shitty penalties. Like the Dolphins and the Pats, the penalties are fucking just brutal to watch. Like both these teams are just so, just, I don't know, shitty and just
clunky.
Pretty tough to watch. But anyway, Milton Williams paid him all that money, finishes off the fucking game with a sack. It was unreal. So thank fuck they won that game, Gaz. Thank fuck. So I don't mind me some Drake May looking pretty good. They had to win this game to like have any sort of sense of positivity, I think, for the next couple of weeks.
We're not talking fucking.
We're not really even talking playoffs. We're just don't be shit house. Like, don't ruin my fucking Monday every week. Like, that's all I ask. Whereas last year they just ruined. Like, I just did not fucking care. By the end of it, I'm just like, I don't want to watch the Pats. I want to watch the Pats and them not fucking just suck the life out of me. Anyway, good job there. Jacksonville, Cincinnati, 27-31. The Bengals, huge win. Jake Browning just leads the way after 3 interceptions where you're like, oh my, hey, have you ever seen a man like implode live on TV? It's like, yes, once. The Burrow injury was just sad because it is. And they were looking pretty good up to that point, but their defense is still shit. So this game was really fun. Like, it's just fucking back and forth. Brian Thomas
went out, I was like, no chance. Yeah. There's no chance.
And like the 3 interceptions from Browning weren't helping, right? But the Jags just couldn't take advantage of it. It's just they jagged it up. This is what the Jags do. They'll jag you every fucking time. Brian Thomas Jr. is like giving up on routes. Travis Hunter like is limping off as well at some point. And they still nearly won it. And since he pulled it out of their ass, it was a crazy way to win this game, Cincinnati, just to hold on with Browning down the stretch. Fuck you, Jacksonville, is basically where I land with this.
And somehow, at the end of this, the Bengals are 2-0.
Yep.
Like the worst starting team in the league. Well, outside the Giants, who hadn't scored a first quarter touchdown in fucking, the Dayball era. Yeah, like you just, fuck, all right, that's done. We're done. Wrap it up, boys. We're going home. And to have two touchdowns and 3 interceptions and still walk away with a win as your backup quarterback, it's not gonna lie, it's pretty fucking impressive, Jim.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, so Browning gets in as they sort of do a snake at the end and they go back up, and I just don't know what to make of this Jags team ever. Like Trevor Lawrence, I'm gonna talk about him and Nas again anyway, but it just annoys me. So this,
the defensive stat line for this team: 3 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, 11 passes defense, Jim. Like, I think that says a fair bit about Browning. And 9 quarterback hits. So he's under duress pretty much the whole fucking game. And still managed to eke it out, putting up, 21 to 10 in the second half.
Yeah.
He put up.
Like Chase and Higgins are sort of still there doing their thing. Chase Brown's not too bad. But Trayvon Walker was really the most forgotten fucking number 1 pick since Cam Ward, basically, right? Like, he was out there just, deflecting passes at the fucking line of scrimmage and just, crazy shit. He was really good. And they just can't fucking pull these games out. Anyway, Seattle rolled over Pittsburgh 31-17. Hate to see that, don't you? Aaron Rodgers under fire. Jeez, I don't know. Steelers did look solid at times. But this is their second week. Their defense has given up over 30 points. I'm going to talk about that again in a second. But turnovers, weird fuck-ups. The Caleb Johnson just fuck up in the end zone. The muff punt thing, it was crazy. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? And Seattle were able to run on them and throw on them. If you have that combination, Gaz, you'll probably win the game. And they did.
Yeah.
So, Rodgers...
Yeah, Sam Darnold he still had the 2 turnovers, but Sam Darnold nearly putting up 300 on you when he looked like he was staring at ghosts for the last, 4 weeks, going back to the playoffs last year. Not going to... just a slight observation on whether you should bet on who Gaz has in his fantasy team at the moment. Last week, Aaron Rodgers rode my bench and had Rusty in when Rusty couldn't throw a fucking thing, and Aaron Rodgers went fucking off. And then I swapped him around this week, Jim. Guess what happened?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers stunk it up, and Rusty went off his fucking head. So, here you go. Kenny Gainwell, they paid some money from Kenny Gainwell, get him over as a free agent, hasn't really done too much. I think they need to find an identity in that rushing game with the Steelers. I think that'd definitely fucking help. And even DK only put up 20 yards for Aaron Rodgers, and you got Jonnu Smith and Pat Frymouth and your running back as your top 3 receivers. That's not Aaron Rodgers style quarterback play, right?
It was wild. It was weird. Great uniform matchup. Thank you, Seattle. Good win. Denver. Fuck this one. They lose 28-29 to the Colts. It was crazy. Seriously. Imagine having nailed a bunch of your picks early in the day and you had a big multi riding on Denver to win by 2.5 points. And then they fuck it. Shitty turnovers, just shittiness kind of up and down the board, it felt like. And then the story is obviously at the end. So Will Lutz misses a field goal and they still nearly win this game anyway because the defense holds them to a 60-yard field goal attempt to win the game. The Colts miss, but then...
Which works when you're not playing against Cowboys.
And then, of course, the Broncos got called for a penalty. So Dondra Tillman was flagged for leverage, which is always good. We'd say leverage, but it's leverage in the States. Basically using his teammate to sort of jump up a little bit. It's like, it's 60 yards. You probably don't need to try to block the kick. What are you fucking doing, you idiots? Anyway, I still would have lost my bet, but still. Biggest thing for this, Knicks had some really good moments. I thought much better than last week. But the Colts are just, Jonathan Taylor was really fucking good. Danny Dimes is pretty fucking good. Pittman and the receivers didn't do a giant amount against the Broncos, it felt like. But every time they sort of needed something big, the passes were there from Danny Dimes. He ends up with 316 yards against this Broncos defense. It was pretty fucking crazy. And you have Tyler Warren. Every time something pops up, he has 79 yards. You get Alec Pierce, you have Josh Downs, Pittman. They're all going over 40 yards. It's crazy. And Jonathan Taylor as well. That's just super fucking solid offense. Like, it's crazy.
So,
Indiana.
So hot take. Don't need to win the division. Don't need to do a deep run. But based on preseason picks, Shane Steichen takes the Colts to the playoffs with Danny Dimes, Coach of the Year.
That is a great call. It's a very good call. I like it.
Come on, mate. Considering Brian Daboll, Coach of the Year a few years ago, quarterback whisperer with Josh Allen, does fuck all, and then all of a sudden Shane Steichen can take Danny Dimes to the playoffs? Fuck, that's got to be a...
Big day for Troy Franklin. But yeah, look, Denver, that's the most disappointing loss of the weekend for me. Carolina, 22, Arizona, 27. This was a small off. The little small fellas. The little boys. He's just a boy. Like, I screaming this at the fucking iPad the entire time. Don't tackle him. He's just a boy. You're a grown man. It's like, no, they're just tiny. Like Kyler Murray. Every time he goes through a scramble, nothing makes me laugh harder. It's like a toddler that's stolen a loaf of bread. It is just absolutely incredible. It's like it's the baby squid. He's just turned 3. And when he fucking tears off away from you because he's got in your wallet or something, that's what Kyler Murray looks like. It's incredible. Anyway, Cards had this. They're up 27-3, right? Carolina all over the shop. It's fucked. There's been turnovers. Arizona doing whatever they want. And then they nearly fucked it because they're the Cardinals. And that's why I did not bet this game. I think I did on our dabble, but it was just still like, Jesus Christ. I'm taking Arizona holding my nose. But that's because we put all of our picks into the dabble. But I don't know. Kyler had a 30-yard scramble and threw an interception. Fucking Carolina score and then recover the onside kick and have a chance to fucking win this with less than 2 minutes to go. It was absolutely insane. Cardinals are the worst 2-0 team right now in the NFL. Wildly unconvincing, but still 2-0 and have like a fucking cupcake schedule. So I don't know. Cards. Just I can't.
Yeah, I'm not trying. I've called the Cards. I'm not not trusting the Cards. But even the way this game started, like I was floating around. I'm like, I'll just see exactly because Jim talked about the Cards at the beginning. So maybe I'll spend a bit more time watching the Panthers than I did last week. A minute and a half into the game, fumble returned from the touch for a touchdown.
It was nuts.
Very next drive, interception. I don't want to watch this at all. This is fucking gross.
It was incredible.
So I watched literally anything that wasn't this game.
Like Red Zone was really funny at the start because you had that happening in that game, and there was like another game I think around this time because like everything else was sort of finishing up right, and you got all the overtimes and shit. And then this one just like off its head by itself, just
like
doing,
straight away.
Just
so the
doing
Eagles,
its thing.
the
You're like,
Eagles
what
game
the
was
fuck?
starting. Yeah, the Eagles game was starting, but nothing had really happened yet because it was a defensive slog in the first quarter anyway. But instantly, it's just like as soon as Giants fucking Cowboys finish, it's like, and we've got a fumble for a touchdown, and we've got an interception. And
chaos in Arizona. All right. Speaking of which, Philly 20, Kansas City 17. Bangarang. Tush push.
It was a tough game, Jim. It was a slog. It was a defensive, just absolute slogfest. It was fucking great. It was like sometimes you watch those defensive games and you're like, this is boring as fuck. And this just didn't seem to be that way because even with Mahomes without his two speedsters, he's still Patrick Mahomes. And in the first half, it was more with his legs than anything else. And we're like, how do we contain him? Kelsey, like really, he kind of bailed him out a few times, but there was no turnovers. It was just no offensive yards, like for that whole first half. And they went into the half 10-all, we got a field goal at the end, and it was in that last in that second half that there was the one turnover, which was off Kelsey's hands, straight into Makuba, the rookie's hands, the safety in the end zone, and took it back halfway through down the field, and that was the difference, honestly. That was it. We were up by 10 at one stage, and then there was sort of a desperation pass down deep to Thornton that got him back within 3 points. But, yeah, I mean, 7 tush pushes in this game, Jim. 7. And it was just kind of... daring them to challenge it. But the interesting thing about this game is Spags and Vic Fangio both had different approaches to what they'd done in the Super Bowl. So Fangio did not rush any more than 4 in the entire Super Bowl, and then he was just like, fuck it, I'm blitzing.
Nice.
And there was times in this game where Spags bought basically everyone on a blitz and just kept them one-on-one on the outside. So it was actually really interesting to watch 2 fucking seasoned veteran defensive coaches at the top of their game. Like, it was fun. It was good.
Yeah, I wouldn't describe this game as fun. The fun thing was people yelling about it afterwards. I hate tush push.
Yeah.
You got Dean Blandino on the broadcast going, I want them to ban this shit. This fucking sucks. It's so hard to officiate. And everyone's like, to be honest, this might have actually just swayed the court of public opinion pretty fucking quickly.
Dude, to be honest, no, look, there's a couple of things in this. One is I'm very much concerned about, like, in the first game, it was like, you know what, it's the Cowboys defense. They dropped 7 at all times, playing the zone, allowed us to run. We took advantage of it. So be it. But this game, obviously, second game with a new coordinator. After we lost someone to go and take a job as head coach as the Saints. Jesus Christ. No, but it's the play calling hasn't been amazing. The run calling out everything out of the pistol is not fucking great. But apart from that, there was definitely a few of those tush pushes where there was false starts and the ball moved and all that sort of stuff. So I think they'll get penalised next game and they'll tighten that up.
Yep.
Which is what happened in previous years, right? So Kelsey, got called for a couple of things or players jumped early and then it got tightened up. But fuck, you let people get away with it, it's going to happen.
I love 2 things about like NFL discourse. One is when like you have people screenshotting like fuck ups and like adding stuff to it.
Of course.
I love that sort of stuff where it's like we're like basically home,
because there's no frames before or
exactly.
after that.
Home,
there was none.
Home refs are awesome. So number 1 is like home doctors. It was like, oh, that's definitely an Achilles. Yeah, I've seen it before. That's an Achilles.
It's cancer.
And
it's
like,
definitely
all right, settle
cancer.
down, fucking, I don't know, ZocDoc. Then you've got fucking, the fucking home refs, which is just incredible, where it's like this screenshot of like where Philly and Kansas City are both lining up for a tush push. And it's like, line up in the neutral zone. It's like, and so are Kansas City. At some point, this is on the refs as well, right? Like,
we can't see the ball. Well, it's nothing to do with the angle, mate.
Anyway.
It's nothing to do with you've got no idea where during the play this is, but sure.
All right, last 3 games. Atlanta 22, Minnesota 6. This game sucked. They did a number on JJ McCarthy. And they were sort of doing, like, Minnesota's defense, we sort of knew they were going to be tough enough. And this was just like a fucking, the only touchdown of this game was the first and last touchdown, right? Like, that's all it was. Yeah. McCarthy was just getting fucking killed. 2 interceptions, 6 sacks, fucked foot, had a kid this week. Felt like there was a lot of smoke blowing up his ass for the back half of last week's game. It felt pretty unwarranted, and which is why I felt very confident in Atlanta. Atlanta did not make me feel very confident for a big chunk of this game. They did a great job of bottling up Bijan Robinson and fucking, especially like in the pass defense and shit. Penix didn't really hurt them too much. It just talked about like defensive slogs. This just felt like it was fucking 3 and out, sack, 3 and out. And just like, Jesus, Drake London ends up with like top receivers 49 yards, right? Like it was just a bit of a rough one. And it was all Bijan for how they're moving the ball. And at some point it had to kind of break, and it did, and Tyler Algier got his 1 touchdown. That was kind of the game. They sat Younghoe Koo. He won the kicking battle that week. And then Parker Romo is out there. I think he missed 1 that got called back, and then he kicked it, which is pretty good. It's like one of those, oh God, he's okay. But yeah, this was a bit of a.
Did you see the video of him meeting his teammates after he got interviewed after the game, and he because he'd only been on the team a couple of days, he was actually meeting people during the interview.
That's pretty good.
But I think the interesting one of my favourite memes about JJ is obviously in 2 games he won a game because he had a pretty special quarter. So he's 1 quarter back. Jim,
not bad.
See, he's a one
quarterback.
Anyway, but in terms of historically in the last 15 fucking years, of everything that the Atlanta Falcons have invested in. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Penix, Bijan, fucking all this sort of stuff. These top picks, it's always been on offense, and now their defense has been shit. The Atlanta Falcons are like top 4 in every major defensive category at the moment. Sacks, defensive scoring, fucking the whole box and dice. And that's weird to see. Even Drew Taylor, like my best Falcons mate, is fucking not really sure what to make of this team. Going, no, this is when's this all going to fall apart?
Yeah, they should be 2-0. Like the Tampa Bay, like Young Waku misses the kick last week and it fucks them. Like they win, they should be up 2-0 anyway.
Yeah, but how's this stats line from the defense? So 6 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 4 passes defense, and 11 QB hits.
Not bad.
So from, fucking, what's that? 22 plays they were in the backfield.
Jesus.
Like, yeah.
That'll do. Tampa Bay 20, Houston 19. Wow. Great start. And then this game went to shit. It was like 14-10. I'm like, this is electric. Woo! And then it just fucking ground to a halt. Yeah. Baker saved this one. This win belongs to...
He looked pretty happy with himself at the press conference, not going to lie. He's like, hey, I'm 2-0. How you doing?
It was great. He was absolutely... They could be very easily 0-2, but they're 2-0.
Yeah.
And it was like, what, a minute 24 left. He scrambles 15 yards on a 4th and 10. That saves them the game. And then they take it. White takes it in for the touchdown. Boom, they're up and they win the game. Like, it was crazy. The Texans just... I don't know. Like, this is... I changed my pick to go with you with Houston, and now I feel like
Thanks for that.
I feel like a fucking idiot.
That means you only beat me by 1.
And so it was just so dumb because I'm like, I believe in Tampa Bay, they're actual underdogs.
I believe.
And I just believe a little bit more in the bounce back of Houston after losing to LA the week before, which I fucked up in our power rankings. I think I said they beat LA or they looked okay or some shit. Anyway, Houston, it's breaking my heart. That was horrible. Nico Collins. It felt like every ball was like at his fingertips or just like a meter above his head. Like CJ Stroud, talk about a fucking dude with all the hype last year that has like been wildly underwhelming since. It's him. Like it's crazy. Anyway, final game, Chargers 20, Raiders 9. This game was brutal. Chargers are awesome. Well, that's kind of it, right? Defensively, after the job they did on the Chiefs last week, 3 field goals to the Raiders. That was it. It was just chaos. Herb's looking a little bit too old Herbie for my liking at times. But had enough there going that was pretty good. Him being able to rely on Keenan Allen is like a cheat code. Like Lad McConkey in his giant fucking helmet, that's all well and good. Quentin Johnson has learned how to catch, which is huge.
Yeah.
So he's like catching these long bombs. Amarian Hampton got fucking sat down because he fumbled late and gave the Raiders a sniff. And then it was all old one-eye Najee Harris. And then it was fine. Like, they were fine. Their defense is just that good. But now they've lost Khalil Mack. Who knows what's going to happen there? Geno started with an interception on the first play, finished the half with an interception, and then had another one at the end. Geez, you'd fucking hate to have him in fucking Supercoach as your starting QB in your draft league, wouldn't you? Jesus.
So, mate, I'm on the road in Sydney, out in meetings all day, only watching the score tracker. Didn't watch any of this. But all the headlines are about fucking Geno. And Geno is going to sling yards for you. So anytime he's only ends up with a 180, problems. But here's a stat line for their defense that I've not really seen very often, Jim. There was 15 passes defensed.
Well, it felt like
that's,
every time...
That's a lot. That's some decent coverage or some really bad passing.
It was like a weird... Both coaches, right? You got Harbaugh up against Pete Carroll in 2 new places, which is kind of weird. It's
kind of met each other before.
Bit of a throwback. Don't mind this.
Yeah.
And just some of the coaching decisions was really fucking weird. Like a lot of sort of like, it's 4th and 2. We'll kick a field goal. And now it's like, it's 4th and fucking 5. We're going to go for it. It's like, what are you doing? Amarian Hampton's getting stuffed in the backfield on a handoff. Like, how is this happening? Like, what? It was chaos. Raiders beat the Pats last week. Pats looked okay. They should have just put up more of a fight and they could have beaten that Raiders team. Raiders week 1 might be that weird fucking result from the start of a season like we had last year when they beat Baltimore, if you remember that, in like week 3. or something.
Yeah.
Like, just a strange one. But anyway, good job by the Chargers, I believe. Right, quickly. Yeah, nah's Gaz. Do Pittsburgh suck? Yeah, nah.
I think, yeah, but are we any of us betting against the fact that they're going to finish 8-8 or 9-7? Like,
9 and 8.
9 and 8, as the 8 and 8 in the old days. 9 and 8 because they're just going to grind out those few, what they need to. Aaron's going to do enough to pat himself on the back, and I don't know. We'll have just as many games like last week as we do like this week. I think the defense, what them allowing 30 points, that's not fucking great.
First time since 2002 they've allowed 30 or more points in each of their first 2 games of the season. And it's the first time since 2021 they've allowed 30 or more in just consecutive games anytime. So there's a lot of big names on the defense. They just haven't been very good, right? They're allowing, I think, 300.
Yeah, right.
They're allowing 394 yards, and they're getting 269 themselves. Like, it's fucking crazy. So if it weren't for Boswell's 60-yard bomb last week, they're 0-2, and the defense is just shithouse.
Yep.
But instead, they've beaten the Jets after nearly not beating the Jets, and then just gotten fucking like steamrolled by Seattle at home. Like, it's crazy. So I don't know. Indy, are they actually good or fake good? Yeah, nah.
I don't know. I like Shane Steichen, but there's something that happens to them every fucking year, right? Like it's either a massive Taylor injury or a Pittman injury, and then all of a sudden they've got a really nice structure, and then something falls apart.
Yep.
So it's the staying power of these guys. You feel like I think we said it during the off season. They're like, you know what? You've gone and hired. You've dragged Shane Steichen away from a Super Bowl team, and then you've as the quarterback whisperer, and then you've not given him anyone. Oh, they tried AR-15, but come on. But never really given him that fucking weapon to show his skill, and now he's doing something with Danny Dimes. But can that last an entire season? Let's fucking wait and see.
Danny Dimes is 45 of 63 on passes so far this season. He's got 588 yards and 2 touchdown passes.
So the two leading passes, Rusty Wilson and Danny Dimes.
As we all predicted.
Like, what the fuck?
As we all predicted.
But as you said last week, at this stage, the Saints were world killers last year, putting up 45 points a game.
Yep.
Right.
It's going to be a fascinating one this week. Does CJ Stroud just actually suck? Yeah, no.
He doesn't suck. But he's not in good form. Let's put it that way.
Sure. Does Trevor Lawrence actually suck? And might he actually just get Brian Thomas Jr. killed? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is the last chance we're giving him, right? Since the last chance we gave him last season.
Year 5?
And then the last chance we gave him the season before.
I think he's got to cut his hair.
Okay.
Right? You can't have that hair and just not get better. Like, that's the hair of the college champion QB. At some point, you got to go, right, this is not working in the pros. Oof. And no quarterback with long hair has ever won a Super Bowl.
There you go.
So, anyway, I'll get to Brian Thomas Jr. again in a second. And then finally, are we going to ban the tush push? Yeah, nah.
It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
Like, as an Eagles fan, I think I said it last year, and I was surprised that it actually went through to keep it. It's going to come down to viewership and marketability, and people don't. Someone else tried it. Was it the Vikings? Someone tried it this year, this week, and it failed, but it fucking works, right? So I'm not saying it's fun to watch, but everyone's going, the Eagles games are fucking shit and they're winning boring. And I'm like, sorry, does your team win on their moral high ground?
Yes.
And they're like, you know what, we could win this game, but we choose not to because it's not quite as fun to watch.
Yeah, the Patriots.
So I'm not saying,
the Patriots have definitely never ever had anyone on their roster win Super Bowls with them that have been bad dudes. So
yeah, 100%. Or yeah, that's true.
Good bloke of the week. Who are we buying a beer this week? Obviously Brandon Aubrey. That 64 yarder was so sweet. He deserves
everyone in Dallas because
all the beers.
he's been more behind Dallas wins this year than fucking Jerry Jones has. So, like, fucking, let's go.
Yeah, they're going to ride him to a soupy. Jesus. Dan Campbell. I love how much he was into this game and how much of an absolute fuck you this win was for him, I think, right? That dude deserves a beer.
100%.
Because everyone's like blowing smoke up their ass last year. Oh, Ben Johnson's the reason why they're amazing. Ben Johnson. Dan Campbell's like, fuck you, dickheads. Ben Johnson's gone now. Check this out. Then kicks the ever-living fuck out of Ben Johnson and the Chicago Bears. That was awesome. So I'll pay that. Amon Ra, the 3 touchdowns. That's not fucking around. That was huge. It was awesome. So beers for days there. And Russell Wilson kind of gets a beer this week, right? Like,
yeah, he has to.
For all the shit that he copped last
week. He
week.
won't drink it.
Exactly.
He won't drink
Giant
it.
sook.
He'll have a nice cup of tea and go to bed at 8:30. But
all the shit that he copped last week from all the chaos New York media, all the national media, deservedly so, because he was shithouse. That is a hell of a fucking response, right? Like, he was so fucking good.
Yeah.
So I'll buy him a beer.
Yep.
Flog of the week. Old mate, no. Old mate, no, mates. Brian Thomas Jr. just gave up. That dude just... Geez, you'd fucking hate to have him as your last leg in a multi for fucking touchdown scoring, wouldn't you, Gaz? Jesus. Bloke just stopped running routes. It was so fucking infuriating to watch. He alligator armed a couple of passes where it's like, nope, I don't want to get hit. Because Trevor Lawrence is basically trying to get him killed every second pass. But by the same token, you know what Trevor Lawrence is going to do if you stop like reaching out for balls and shit? He's not going to throw you the ball. Just saying. It was crazy.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's definitely an old mate, no mates vibe there. It feels like they all fucking hate each other. Caleb Johnson. I can't imagine Mike Tomlin was stoked with what Caleb Johnson, the Pittsburgh rookie, did on that muffed punt. No, kickoff. Punt, return, punt. I can't remember. Basically, lets it bounce, fucks up, freaks out, it touches him, and then he just walks away. And the Seahawks go, that's a live ball. It's in the end zone. Touchdown. Like, it was wild. It was happening. The commentators like losing their shit. And yeah, Mike Tomlin's probably like thrill-killed like a drifter after the game just to get rid of the frustration so he can kill Caleb Johnson. Like, that's where we're at.
That's pretty bad.
The other one for me is Will Lutz. That's a tough one. Because obviously you've got, Dondre Tillman on the Broncos for getting the penalty. Why are you trying to block a 60-yard field goal attempt? Like, just settle the fuck down, mate. And then, but they wouldn't have lost that game if Lutz had just kicked the 45-yarder that they had like a minute and a half prior. And he sends it off the right upright and fucks them. And they would have been up 6 at that point. And then they would have had to obviously score a touchdown to fucking do anything instead. So,
sorry.
Again, also probably because it cost me a big chunk of coin. But anyway, you've got one there as well, Gaz.
For me, James Hudson, the left tackle for the New York Giants, the first player ever, Jim, to have 4 penalties on him in 4 consecutive plays. I don't know if you saw this, but the first one was a personal foul, and it was pretty impressive as a fucking personal foul. I'm not gonna lie. The defensive lineman tries to get past him, he just lets him pass, and then just fucking just backhands him forehands, open hand across the back of the head.
I saw the slap.
That was a personal foul.
I didn't realize it was as part of like a sequence. That's amazing.
Dude, the very next play was a false start. Then there was a personal foul after that, and then a consecutive false start. So I think it was, on that drive, I could be incorrect here and I have it to be proven wrong, but I think on that drive there was 6 separate penalties, but 4 of them in consecutive plays on the one guy.
Oh my God, that's
so
right.
that's pretty impressive.
55 on the Giants. I didn't realize, because I'm obviously like watching this as it's all happening. And yeah, they kept sort of cutting to him and he's like looking all sheepish. I didn't realize they'd all happened on the same fucking drive.
4
That's
consecutive
incredible.
plays.
What a legend.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, Outback Takehouse. It is Tuesday at Outback. You know what that means? Oh, yeah. Found a wombat in the backyard last week. That's now wombat hungy. It's been in the ground for a couple of days. Bloody delicious. And it's only at Outback. And today's Flame Grill Take is Kansas City are not only not making the Super Bowl, they are not making the playoffs. Only at Outback. Only 12% of teams that start 0-2, Gaz. Where do they make it? The playoffs.
Yep.
Pretty tough. That's 35 out of 288 teams since 1990 have made the playoffs starting 0-2. 4 teams ever who have started 0-2 have made a soupy. It's pretty rough. Pretty rough. They just don't look.
Look, if it, we talked about how strong this division is beginning of the season. So you feel like, I don't know, if they were in the South, you go, all right, you know what, you can run this table.
Yep.
But they're already behind in one division game. Don't get me wrong, like, you know, the Broncos and Raiders have already shown that they can be hot and cold. They've got some weak spots. But obviously, Rice coming back in the second half, Worthy coming back is going to be huge because there was just no deep threats for Mahomes, right? And there's no space for Pacheco. But you feel if they could get all that right, their defense is fucking still strong.
Yeah.
Right? So if they can get some offense going, then sure, they could potentially run the table. But fucking hell, it's a long climb.
It is. It really is. It's bizarre. All right, the Aussie Battlers of the Week. Jordan Mailata, Daniel Fa'alele. Good to see them out there. There's some good little clips now of Jordan Mailata as well, if you're like watching on through Game Pass, through DAZN. ESPN have like little shorts as well and some of these little bits and bobs during the broadcast. So it's kind of nice just to have that little Aussie flavor, which is fun. But the big one this week was the Cam Johnson. Like after we taped last week's show, like a day or two later, he got signed by Buffalo, which is kind of neat. So I think I made the I did the video. They've actually got 2 Bill Burrs now in Buffalo. They're like Pokemon up there. Got to catch them all, right? So you got Sean McDermott that looks like an older Bill Burr. You got Cam Johnson that looks like a younger Bill Burr. Bill Burr's just got to be a Bills fan at this point. His name is Bill.
100%.
And it's cold up there, so Bill Burr. What are we doing?
Yep.
I think they were that good though against the Jets that I think he had like three punts all game, so not too bad. Otherwise, a bit of captain fantasy. I think you got a win this week with the team that I drafted for you, Gaz. I think.
I don't know fucking how, Jim. I don't know how.
Hey.
Right, considering that Purdy went down last week, so he was started Stroud. AJ still did not a lot, so I fucking eking shit out here, like, you know, wing and prayer.
1-1 is 1-1. Like, come on, that's the same.
That is true.
The same record I'm on. I managed to get a win over Matty O, which is pretty neat. The actual league itself, the NFL Straya Legends League. I think the table, there are literally only 2 2-0 teams so far this season. So this is all tight as a duck's proverbial, because that obviously means there are then 8 people 1-1 because there's only 2 0-2 teams. So Supercoach, Jim does Supercoach. We did our week 1 wrap. We'll be doing the week 2 wrap up, week 3 preview as well. This is where the rubber hits the road for Supercoach. This is where price changes start happening. So you start using your trades and shit like that. So make sure you subscribe to that as well. It'll pop up on the NFL Straya YouTube as well. So if you subscribe there, you're laughing. But I got fucking obliterated in Supercoach draft this week because the Denver defense didn't score a fucking point, which killed me. Tight ends are a bit rough. Genty didn't do shit. Just a bit of a pain in the ass. But I think I did pretty well in Classic. So I'm now ranked 1,000 out of 31,000 teams. So that's top 3%. Which is pretty good.
There you go.
Don't mind that. So I'm okay in Classic. Draft, I'm getting smashed. So anyway, the big performers that we'll go each week on Jim Does Supercoach. We go through all the top performers at all the positions and shit. Talk about the best trades, all that sort of shit. So make sure you subscribe to its own little podcast feed, and all the videos will be in the YouTube. So outside of that, let's get into the week 3 preview. That's right, week 3. This is the fun times. I think the most fun times between week 3 and 8, Gaz, where it's all sort of being formulated. It's still early enough that we're getting excited. Our picks are, of course, as always, brought to you by Dabble. Sign up using the link in our show description. Bang in the code NFL Straya. You can actually follow every single one of our picks each week. They're on there. I think they're mine because I'm the one inputting them, so sucked in, Gaz. But I think I want to say I went 10 of 16 this week against the spread, which I'm no math magician, but that's pretty fucking good. So
that's pretty good.
Hey, just saying. And I did beat you by 1. So go check it all out at Dabble. Use the code NFL Straya. You can follow all the stuff that we do. You can also just search for us, NFL Straya, and follow along. Check it out. Help support the show. Week 3 starts off with Miami in Buffalo. 12.5-point favorites. This could be Mike McDaniel's final game coaching the Miami Dolphins if they get absolutely shit pumped. It's a bit tough, though. It's on the road. It's like one of those ones preseason where you're like, it's going to be rough anyway. But we've both gone Buffalo. Gaz feels fair because, wow, do Miami not look very good.
Yeah, 100%. I don't know what to say about Miami.
Yep.
Like
there's so much, so much talent
they
there.
were
Tua
at the
looks
beginning of the year and it hasn't gone any higher.
Watching Tua, you can sort of see those flashes, but wow, the shit in between is so frustrating. So yeah, it feels like Buffalo should probably kill him. Raiders Washington for your Sunday morning. -3.5-point favorites are the Commanders. We've both gone Washington. It feels like this is a bit of a Jayden Daniels reliant kind of game. They reckon he's probably fine to go this week. So that's why I've gone Washington initially. And -3.5 feels okay as well, I think, because I think you can run on that Raiders team. Well, I'm not sure if you can run on that Raiders team. I think you can throw on them. And Jayden Daniels, I think this might be the week where we sort of see a little bit more. They've got a lot more rest under their belt as well. So let's go with the commies. What do you reckon, Gaz?
Yeah, as you said, it all comes down to this, to whether he's playing or not. But realistically, if we assume that he is, I think Gino showed some weak spots. GT's showed some flashes, but not quite there. So, I think the smart money would be on Washington.
Yep. Atlanta, Carolina. We're both going Atlanta because Carolina have looked horrible. Even though this is an NFC South division battle, I don't think that really matters when Carolina have been this fucking shit. So
I feel like it. I don't know whether everyone's downplaying Atlanta, but I almost feel like it should be more.
+4.5 was pretty crazy, I thought too. So we've both gone Atlanta. Green Bay, Cleveland. Now this one also should have. It feels like it should have been more, especially because we don't know. Like we assume Flacco's probably still starting for Cleveland. The defense has been annoying enough, but when you saw Baltimore just kick the shit out of Cleveland down the stretch there anyway, like I'm not entirely convinced that Green Bay aren't going to do exactly the same.
Yeah, mentally it tells me that this Browns defense should be able to keep it tight, but as you said, I don't know whether it was just because it was a division and they know each other so well, but we already know that Cleveland don't really have an offense, but you would have thought they would have been able to squeak it closer, but nah, they got shit kicked out of them. So yeah, gonna go with Green Bay to cover that one.
Yep. New England host Pittsburgh. They are 1.5-point underdogs at home. You've gone Pittsburgh Steelers, Gaz, because you're a hater. That's fine. I do not like this game at all. I will happily take the 1.5 points, though, for the Pats. I think at home, if that defense can sort of start getting, building on what they had in last week in Miami, you're at home for the second time this year. Hopefully this sort of sticks and just they keep improving. Whereas the Steelers, look, they just keep giving up 1 million points. So I'll take the Pats +1.5. You win,
Yep.
They could either win or lose this by 1. I'm feeling fine. Let's go Pats.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this Pittsburgh team. On paper, I feel like Pittsburgh should have it, but then they've been fucking wildly inconsistent. I don't know. But Tomlin, Rodgers,
hater.
That defense.
That's just hater.
I like to think, but that once again, they've just put up. I'm just a hater.
Yep. Rams at Philly, -3.5. Your Eagles. I've gone the Rams. I think this is a team that plays your Eagles really, really tight. I will take the +3.5. I think the Rams can at least stick with Philly for a bit. I think that defense is going to really sort of make your Eagles work. And I think if they can sort of throw on you a little bit between Puka and Devontae Adams, don't mind my chances getting the 3.5. So I'll take the Rams.
Yeah. Look, against my better judgment, I'm sticking with the hot hand and sticking with Philly in this one. That, though, all signs of logic based on the way that our offense is played, and that I still do know that we have a weak spot at that secondary cornerback position. My brain is telling me to go with the Rams, but fuck it. Stick with Philly.
Nice one. I'm still going underdogs. Tennessee +3.5 in Indy at home against Indy. I'm just going to take the home underdog. I feel like this is an indie game that they just pull out of their ass again. Like Tennessee were kind of solid. They're at home again. I'll take the 3.5. This might be one I change by the time we do the Friday video, though, Gaz.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I'm going with Indy.
Colts good.
I think this logic dictates the way that they're playing. Danny Dimes, ride the hot hand, brother.
Indiana Jones. Cincy at Minnesota. 2 backup QBs. Carson Wentz, your old mate.
I fucking hated picking this one.
Jake Browning. I'm going to take Jake Browning plus 2.5. I think he's got, I don't know, better weapons. Might be on board with him. But at the same time, wouldn't surprise me if the Minnesota defense is that good, despite sort of not having, the starting little fella QB in JJ McCarthy, that they sort of actually rally up and don't mind getting behind Carson Wentz. But Jake Browning sort of shown us that he's able to do this for like stretches. So
yeah,
my first blush pick was Cincy getting the 2.5, so I'll stick with that for the minute.
Yeah, there's so much to dislike about both these team situations at the moment. Really, when I'm trying to coin flip on who to and not to pick, I just couldn't bring myself to pick Wentz starting. I just couldn't do it, Jim.
Yep.
So maybe don't use that as a logical reason to or not to spend money.
Nice. What's that? Houston at Jacksonville. There we go. I've gone back to the Houston well. This also may change dramatically by the time we get to Friday and I do the video, because I feel like the reasoning for the believing the Texans this week was like the defense will be fine. They eventually held Tampa Bay to like the 20 points or whatever it was. It was just the offense looked so shit. Like no run game at all. CJ just fucking, that offensive line is horrible. So yeah, I feel like I might even change that now to Jacksonville because I've just talked myself out of it. Jesus. It was gross. That was so bad.
You've just dictated all the reasons why I would go Jacksonville,
Nice.
which is I have. So
Jets, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, 6.5-point favorites. We've both gone Tampa Bay. The Jets look horrible, and they might have Tyrod Taylor as their QB this week. I can't believe it's only 6.5. It's crazy.
yeah, weirdly though, like just Tampa Bay just seem to be that scrappy team.
Yeah.
Everything just seems to be played
Everything's
close.
really hard.
So
Yeah.
6.5 points. Yeah, they just make hard sledding of everything. So look, this could be 3, and they still win it, and you almost feel like it's comfortable, but it never is.
Yep.
But I mean, yeah, I'm sticking with Tampa Bay.
So this one's fascinating. Saints, Seattle. The Seahawks are 7.5-point favorites. That sort of half-point hook over the 7 is a really frustrating one. I'd have to dig into this a little bit more because I've picked the Saints just because I feel like they could just sort of do what they did this week and cover against the Cardinals. But I wouldn't mind just sort of checking on the defensive numbers for both the Seahawks and the Saints and sort of see how I feel about this. So this one might change for me from the Saints, but I'll take the plus 7.5 for the moment. And I do not like it because I think the Seahawks could like put an almighty beat down on the Saints. But Seattle are also the same team. So every so often we're like, what the fuck are they doing? Oh my God, sort of vibes, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and we've had one half good game out of Darnold.
Yep.
Like, let's not anoint him yet. But look, once again, the Seattle I think will win, but 7.5 seems like a lot of points. I know I've said I can't pick New Orleans in any fucking game this year, but the margins are starting to creep up there, right? Which makes it harder and harder to pick against. But I'm still going to stick with Seattle for this one.
Then we've got an awesome AFC West battle. Denver Chargers. We've got a lot of late afternoon games this week, which is kind of cool. Well, it's 4. That feels like a lot, but it's still good. Better balanced. Anyway, Chargers, 2.5-point favorites at home against the Broncos. I'm going to take the Broncos in LA with the 2.5 again because I think we could sort of get a game like we saw from both these teams this week, right? Where it's just really scrappy and shit. And sort of, I'll take the Broncos just because if I'm going to get the points, fuck it. I reckon there'll be a lot of Broncos fans there in LA for this one. Bo Nix gives me a little bit of something. Chargers got to change their defense around if Mac's no good. I'm going to go Denver.
Yeah, I don't know. I still like where the Chargers are at the moment. That defense, and Denver are a bit wonky this week, and they're going to be away. traveling across the country. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Chargers.
It does feel like Denver could be the weird one, like back-to-back road games, that sort of shit. It's like, how are they 1-2 to start the season? It's like, yeah, it's not a giant surprise. Arizona, San Francisco, an NFC West battle. We're both gone the Niners. I did go back and forth on this. I'm like, I can't trust Arizona after what I saw this week.
Nah.
And the Niners, as I laid out earlier, like Kyle Shanahan just fucking loves Mac Jones. He's his little binky. Yep. I love that. How about Dallas, Chicago? I've gone.
Oh shit! There's more games that I haven't picked.
I've gone.
Jim.
I've gone Dallas. The Bears are 1.5 point favorites at home. It's so hard to pick this one because it feels like Dallas could really just mess up the Chicago defense, but Chicago might just have like a get right game in them. As we saw the Giants fucking kill Dallas's D. Maybe Chicago look amazing? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to think of this Dallas team. I want to think that they're fucking terrible. But, you know, they still were able to put up 30-something points on that Giants defense. That defensive line is pretty strong, but once again, as we said, once you can neutralize them, their secondary is questionable. Chicago, I just haven't seen any consistency from, so I don't actually know who to pick in this one, but I'm gonna ride Dallas because I think Chicago, I don't know, they just haven't shown me enough.
Yeah, it's a weird one. This is like a standalone late afternoon game as well. Like, well, not a standalone. There's two. Yeah, but this is the 6:25, and Cardinals Niners is 6:25 as well. So you got these sort of two weird games. Oh, it's just a rough one. Hold the nose, go Dallas. Kansas City Giants. We're both gone KC. The Giants are only 5.5 point underdogs at home. I don't think Patrick Mahomes. It's the first time he's lost 3 games in a row since he was a junior in college.
Yep.
I don't think he's going to lose 4. I think
Nah.
The one thing I do worry about is the Giants just keeping this one close. The 5.5 may be a bit annoying, but KC might also just blow the roof
Their
open.
defense is as in the KC defense is pretty brutal. So I think they won't give Rusty any time to put up moon balls, and that's what we saw in week 1, right? If the pass rush can get through, Rusty holds onto the ball to get the ball up in the air, and he looks old and slow.
Yep.
So if you don't give him enough time, neutralize neighbours, it'll be low scoring, and then KC just have to do enough.
Yep. Finally, an awesome Monday Night Football game. Detroit at Baltimore. 5.5 point favourites of the Ravens. We've both gone Detroit. I just like the plus 5.5 here, I think, because I think Baltimore's defense, we've seen them just look a little bit sketchy every so often as well, especially last week when Buffalo went fucking nuclear on them very, very late. So, I don't know, Detroit, it's a bit of a tough one. It is outside. It is nighttime. I don't know if I trust Jared Goff, but I'll take the plus 5.5.
That's the thing that got me. I still think Baltimore's going to win here. But 5.5 is a lot of points for 2 top flight teams. Yeah. You know, pretty lot of talent top to bottom on these lists, and 5.5 just seems like a lot of points. So I'm going to give it to Detroit in this one. Cover the spread.
All right, there you go. That's all the picks picked for next week. Go follow all those over at Dabble. We'll have all the finalised picks go up, I think, on Friday after I do the final picks video as well, which are fun because they're fun to do and do some shorts and shit like that. So go check them out. Make sure you subscribe across all the spots to actually see them, because that's it for episode 128 of NFL Straya. Make sure you're following us on Facey, Twitter, IG, TikTok, YouTube, all the fucking things. Rate and review us on your podcast app as well. Don't make us fight you. We will. We really, like Gaz will. I'm a pretty chill kind of dude. Gaz is fucking troppo, mate. Whatever app you use, make sure you rate, star, subscribe, all that shit. Make sure you jump on the YouTube as well. Get around. Jim does Supercoach as well. Those videos pop up on our NFL Straya feed, and it's got its own little podcast feed as well. Go check all that out. NBA Straya will be back very soon. We've actually, started doing the preseason sort of prep, which is pretty crazy. Gaz, you got any plugs?
The other thing, as we've done in the last few weeks, cheesesteak tipping. ewwwwws.com. Get on that. Get your free cheesesteak. Did you see the fucking first week?
No, I missed it. What happened?
Jez won.
Oh,
Of course he did.
He wins everything.
Of course he did.
He won our.
right?
He won
So
our fucking.
Jez from our yeah.
He won our tipping comp at the
What's his
Super
name,
Bowl
abuse?
party as well, right?
There you go.
That's amazing. I think I told him that.
Gets himself in everything.
Not bad.
Anyway, so yeah, get around Gino. If you're in the Preston area, the food truck is now down from Bell Street Macca's, and obviously get along and support the Catfish guys because they look after us during football season, outside football season. Keep us well hydrated.
Shit, yeah. Big thanks obviously always goes to House Hats as well for the intro and outro song. They rule. But that's it. Good stuff. All right, well, that's week 2 done. Week 3 coming up next week. Keep an eye out for more videos and stuff later this week. We'll do like the Jim Does Supercoach actual show, but then a little bit of prep for your week ahead. We'll do power rankings as well later this week too. That video is very fun this week, first time this year. And then, of course, the Friday picks videos going out too. So make sure you're all across all the YouTube, TikTok, and all that sort of good shit. So either way, we will catch you in a bit, you dickheads.
See yous.
Later, hosen.
The flesh is dripping from my bones.